Okay, well today is the day that we try to put the racing seats in the AMX. Take the seats out of the AMX and put in the Gremlin because these seats are in poor shape. We actually shoved a cushion in that seat because it's so wore out and everything. But that's the plan, so we're gonna get started on it. Okay, well, thanks to the seats that were in the AMX, we can get these racing seats going. So they're like kind of totally different, but you know. So they're roughly 16 and a half, and AMC stuff is roughly 12 and a half. I took this rail off, but and I mean 12 and a half from center to center on the bolt. So took that off because I was thinking I could take these bolts off and just refab that onto there, but I can't do that because they're way too narrow, or this is too narrow, so I have to have something different. However, this contraption is what's built on the bottom of the seats that were in the AMX, and when they built them, they left me enough material that I can just drill new holes and use this as my platform. So it's going to work out good, and I'm actually going to weld the bolts to these feet, kind of like how the factory ones are, because it was a pain in the butt to get that out. But anyways, that's kind of what I'm updating here on. So these are the Gremlin seats, the seats that are going to go back in the Gremlin, which I gotta maybe figure some stuff out on that. And then the racing seats. And I had to wait several weeks for another seat to show up, and these came from O'Reilly's. And would you know it, that same exact seat sewn exactly together, but different material. Guess that you get what you pay for, because I complained to them, but they said that's what they have and that's what they can get, and they don't have an option in materials, but that's a nice soft, leathery, like just a real soft material, and this is kind of hard and thick. So I'll probably put this one as the driver's seat and put that one as the passenger seat, since it won't get used that much. But anyways, that's what I've got going on right now, so I'll get this thing all built, and we'll get her bolted on there and see how it looks. Alright, the next thing you got to make sure is that it'll still fit in the mounting holes in the car, which it does. So I'm going to weld the bolts to the frame so it's way easier to put in and out. And then I already checked my new drilled holes to the frame, so they will fit the racing seat. So I'll get those welded, get them cleaned up. I might shoot it black, paint it black real quick, and get the seat mounted on it and get it stabbed in here and see how she looks. Okay, well, I thought I'd do some measurements for you guys. Now, this is only going to help you if you get these O'Reilly racing seats. But basically, so on the factory AMC rails, you'll have to make another hole. And I already got the driver's racing seat all installed and everything. As long as you use a short bolt, the rail will still slide back and forth, no problem. But anyways, you got to make yourself another bolt hole, because you're going to have to move this plate down, because the racing seat's not as far as this. So the AMC is like 13 inches. The racing seat is about 11 inches. And that's measuring from the mounting hole on it to the other mounting hole. So anyways, to So you have to make another hole there, and then, like I said, these were already on that. Those other seats, those must not be AMC seats. I don't know what they are, but I had to drill new holes just right in the centers at the ends there, and those will bolt into the racing seat itself, because the racing seat is quite a bit wider than the AMC rail. But anyways, you'll need a piece of 1/8 inch. 17 inches works pretty good, so if you have 2 of those, 17 by 2, 2 of those and a good drill bit, you can pretty easily modify these AMC rails to that seat. And this one here actually adjusts and moves back and forth and completely bolted in, so really not too much work. After I figured it out, it'll take me about 30 minutes to get this passenger seat all put in. So but anyway, 17 by 2, you need 2 of those, 1/8 inch piece of metal, or whatever width. You can go bigger than 2 if you want. And then you'll have to make a hole. I guess I could tell you what it is from the AMC. So you'd want it right at 10.5 hole on each side, and then you got to make sure that they're hugging the this side of the rail, because they're not centered. So, but I don't have the springs for these. If I did have the springs, they would still all fit on here and all that stuff. And I did lube up and clean up the other sliding assembly on the driver's seat before I put it in, so it adjusts and goes back and forth real easy instead of being rock solid like it used to be. So, alright, well, I'm going to carry on and get this one put together. Okay, so it should look something like this when you're all done. Anyways, I kind of messed up. You don't do, it's not 10.5, it's, I think it's 11.5. Yeah. So you need to drill this center from that center 11.5. And I thought when I was saying that earlier, I thought that was a little weird, because I swore it was 11.5 on the other one, but it was. I screwed up my measurement. So 11.5 on that to that, and then you're gonna put your seat wherever on this. I'm just doing it center to that, and then that makes the mounting bolt for the seat clear up here, which is pretty much where it was on the other one, as far as I remember. But I'm going to clean this up, lube it up, and I got to weld my mounting bolts. I got to get all the rust off there, weld those all on, and then zap it on that seat, and she's ready to go on the car. And then when you're all done, it should look something like that. Both in, bolted down nice and secure, and they both move back and forth. I didn't go and really show much about installing the 4-point harness, because there's a bunch of different ways to do it, and I don't want to be the person giving you the wrong advice. I may have it installed wrong and I may have to redo it. So, but I did try to just keep my original seats in there, but the shoulder straps, they would never stay. I had to get racing seats for the slot so I could actually be buckled in it. So, alright, well, hopefully that helps you out on putting generic cheapy O'Reilly race seats in your AMC. I think this will work for just about any AMC. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.